You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
Nobody asked you, bold boy.
Woo! All right. Modern Hollywood, you terrible, terrible thing, you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nobody Asked But. I'm your host, Tarek Bryant, and I'm back, you guys. I had a wonderful weekend. I had gone to New Orleans with my wife and friends, and we ate. We were merry. We had my son with us. We ate po' boys, oysters. It was great. But it's great to be back with y'all to talk about some movies. So Modern Hollywood, I guess it's not all that bad. It managed to create some films I've yet to see that are looking to be very promising, such as American Fiction, which I definitely want to see. It looks funny. It looks original, you know, as well as the Book of
Clarence, you are guilty of the crime fraud for your own ill-gotten gains.
So there was a lot of Black movies that came out at the end of last year that seemed to do very well in the sense of originality and also great casting too. Also, I never thought I would catch superhero fatigue. I was holding out for hope after watching Thor Ragnarok that Taika Waititi would probably take the helm in what Jon Favreau did for the MCU and start developing more creative outlooks on how to take these characters and how to take these stories. That failed. Or how when I saw the Flash trailer, I literally started crying, no joke. I think it was during the Super Bowl. Trailer dropped and I just my 10-year-old self, man, just awoke and brought tears. I literally ran to our room and get myself together. That's how nerdy I am. And it was embarrassing because we were with our friends, but hey, what are you gonna do about it? And after the shock and emotions wore off, we saw what it was really all about. There used to be a time, believe it or not, when Hollywood was like a myth. It was a universe that was hidden within the streets of LA. It was just this concept that people had in their mind of this world, a literal place where people couldn't believe existed because of the stories that came out of this place, the visuals, the movie stars, the aura that this Hollywood, this land, because it used to be Hollywood land. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I can name drop like every 40s, 50s, and 60s movie out there because that's a job for my mom. We would watch TCM, which is Turner Classic Movies. They would show black and white movies. So you had like Birds or like Bringing Up Baby or any Cary Grant movie they would be showing. In my Birds video, if you just want to go check that one out, here's a link up here. Yeah, I could do that now. That's so cool. I could do, hey, there's a link right there, baby. Yeah, like I was saying, me and my mom would watch Turner Classic Movies. And so she put me on game, bro. And nobody asked me that. I think that's why I have such an older audience. That's what this platform is for, is to bring back the classic film. But for my younger generation, this is gonna be a black and white movie. Okay? There's nothing wrong with the classics, guys. There's nothing wrong with watching old films because it'll teach you how to be patient again with your ADHD and ADD. You want it like that. You want it like that. Well, guess what? You watch a black and white movie because in this day and age, you gotta learn how to appreciate them. Everybody's asking, what's the movie, man? Just get on with it. Get on with it. What's the movie? I'll get to it. Don't worry, all right? Don't worry. I got you. However, if you like what you're hearing, hit the like button. And if you love rom-com, subscribe because there's gonna be more. I love every genre, except horror. I'm not a big horror fan. I don't know, man. Just can't dig on that one. Subscribe. My name is Tarek Bryant. This is Nobody Asked But. All right, let's talk about it. Black and white films in the 40s, that's when it really took off. You know, you had huge blockbusters like Casablanca, or you had movie stars like Cary Grant, Ingrid Bergman. This was a time when it pioneered with the style and emotions can be seen more intensely in actors' eyes. That's another thing too, man. You had movie stars. You didn't have actors. You had movie stars from like Jimmy Stewart to Bette Davis. Was it Betty Davis? Those things are somewhat gone in what we call modern Hollywood. Back then, talent was a bounty, man. And these actors, with the lighting and the style of it being in black and white, and with writers and directors who can control what was being brought to the audience, the performances, they seemed nonchalant, almost poetic. Lighting was different, creativity was exploding in realms, you know, parts that they never saw before. Stories could continue to keep this myth, this Hollywood land, alive. One of those creative talents was a man named Howard Hawks. And Howard Hawks was known in his time for being one of the best comedy writers, screwball comedies in the 40s. So this dude was the man when it came to making people laugh. I remember watching Bringing Up Baby, which to me was hilarious, and this gem, Ball of Fire. That is what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. Ball of Fire starring Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck. Okay, this is such a great film. In Ball of Fire, we follow 8 professors as they desperately attempt to finish an encyclopedia.
Bicyclo what?
An encyclopedia. A work which endeavors to compile and catalog all human knowledge.
With the deadline approaching and money getting tight, Professor Potts, played by Gary Cooper, makes a change in the plan because of a garbage man who comes into the mansion. And he starts speaking in this slang, man. He starts speaking in this jive.
Moolah.
Yeah, the dough. We'll be stuffing me in the smooch. I mean the dish. I mean the mouse. You know, hit the jiggles for a little rum boogie.
Please, not so fast.
Brother, we're gonna have some hoy toy toy.
Hoy toy toy.
Yeah.
And Professor Potts gets this idea. He's like, you know what? Instead of us making an encyclopedia on things that people aren't really thinking about this day and age, this is what's interesting. This is what's happening right now. This is what the culture is. And that culture was that urban slang. Basically, he's like, let's create an urban dictionary. And so he goes off and starts to invite people, starts listening to conversations, invites people to the mansion. Chance happens while he's doing this. He stumbles upon into a nightclub, and our Prince Charming finally meets our not so much damsel in distress.
You hear the rhythm romping, you see the drummer stomping, drum boogie, drum boogie. It really is a killer, drum boogie, the drum boogie boogie.
Barbara Stanwyck is awesome. She's elegant and just a brilliant actress. And the drum boogie sequence shows you, because she was a professional dancer, it shows you how she's able to command the audience. Also, how simple a time it was back then that people were impressed by this dude just drumming on matchsticks.
Boogie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, or just going off in a big brass band. Are there any jazz joints in the world just existing besides New Orleans? I'm getting off into the weeds here. It's cool to have like little bands playing while you're having brunch. Okay, it's so elegant. But like I was saying, so easily entertained. And it warms your heart too when you watch something like that, because it reminds you of a time where it seemed a lot more enjoyable. Anyway, Professor Potts invites Sugar Puss O'Shea to the mansion. Little does he know that she's on the run from the cops because she's practically engaged to a gangsta. A gangsta.
Come here, Physiology. For all I know, I've got a fever. Feel.
It's possible.
Certainly. He wants to throw me out of my tin. Oh. There'll be no 9:30 for me if you let me go out in the rain now.
Naturally not. With the streets cold and the subway hot and full of germs.
Oh, I'm a pushover for streptococcus. Can I have this now, kid?
Pardon me.
She says she's a gangsta. Now I know that sounds like a lot because I butchered that whole thing. Howard Hawks directs this brilliantly. The dialogue is fast, clear, and witty.
See, they get the point.
If I might venture a suggestion, why couldn't the young lady sleep in my room?
What?
Well.
Professor Pegram.
I can bunk in with Professor Robinson. I sometimes do when there's an electric storm.
Alongside the acting, each character's personality is captivating.
This is Gary Cooper and a number of other linguists, professors.
Richard Hayden, a whole bunch of them, and they're all great.
You're never bored with what's going on screen, whether it's the way it's shot,
Please stand up.
I beg your pardon.
1,
how the actors are commanding the scene.
3, pum pum.
Just one.
The expert is here.
We need you.
What's the trouble?
Well, that dance you showed us last night.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe we are not very bright.
Professor Gurkakov has been trying to reconstruct it by compound fraction.
You better relax, lover.
Oh, thank you.
We can decipher each professor's character just as quick as you can tell Doc from Grumpy.
Hidey-o, fella.
I'll show you to my room.
Yes, we are real good.
I know where my own room is, thank you, without any help from you. I've lived there.
I'll find it, don't bother.
And yes, this is somewhat a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake, but it's not. And nobody asked me. That's a fantastic style of doing a remake. It's not just redoing the original story. If you're gonna do one, take a creative, approach to it. Like, don't just cookie cutter it. Some directors, they have the style. They have their actual artists when it comes to their craft, to the point where they can create something out of that originality that even makes the original be like, damn, I didn't know I could do that. For example, example, like Christopher Nolan did with Batman, or Tim Burton did with Batman, or Tim Burton did with Willy Wonka, or how Howard Hawks does Ball of Fire.
And I want you to look at me as another apple, Professor Potts. Just another apple.
With Sugar Puss in the house.
How about some light in here? Come on. Look, kids, this is the tempo. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Sugar Puss is in the house, y'all. So with Sugar Puss in the house, things get a little bit fun. Creates some definite change in the once in gray professional environment and the lifestyle that these old guys had. And it's so cute, man. It's so cute watching them like interact with her. And they do remind you of like the Seven Dwarfs and how they were kind of like flabbergasted by this female in their home. But it plays out so much differently and in so much more realistic way. Because you gotta understand, these boys haven't seen legs like these in a millennia. So they're getting tripped out, you know? And even Professor Potts lets it be clear that, hey, you know, you're distracting my homies, okay? We're here to do business. But you obviously get the immediate feeling as she goes on that they appreciate her upbeat, fun, loving presence. Barbara Stanwyck commands the screen in any scene that she has. During the 40s, she was the highest paid actress, as well as was nominated for an Academy Award for this role, Best Actress in the lead role. And it makes sense because she plays Sugar Puss O'Shea with so much fun and so much swagger. Howard Hawks was fantastically known for writing his female leads like real women. You know, they were tough, they were flawed, they were comfortable in their femininity, and they wore it with allure and swagger, man. And they were silly too at times. The professors respected her. They cared about her because she created a positive change in their life. And you can see that throughout the movie. They become more alive.
What is this?
I think it is known as an upstick.
Sticker. Hold him up! Hold up your hands! Hold him up!
I gotta quickly talk about Potts because homie got sprung, okay? He got like 2 doses of yum yum, and homie's out in the streets getting an engagement ring. I mean, rewatching it, I was like, whoa, bro. Like, hey, man, you moving kind of fast right now. Homie was just like, hey, I'm about to bag this right now. I want them yum yums every night. Ball of Fire, classic rom-com for date night. Okay, I guarantee you and yours will enjoy. She might even be like a little impressed that you threw that one out there. You might start a conversation. There you go, bro. Got you. Because like I said, the remake season that's going on right now, you might as well watch something that does it right. So that way it doesn't tarnish the nostalgia that you have for watching the original. I think you'd love this movie. I think your date would love this movie. Give it a shot. My name is Tara Bryan. This is Nobody Asked But. Go rent Ball of Fire. It's on Amazon. $3.99. 48-hour rentals. Worth it. Because, you know, sometimes you fall asleep during the first part. You can go back and finish the part 2 the next night. It's a great movie, guys. Check out Ball of Fire. It's a beautiful story, beautiful cast. I think you'll enjoy it. Peace out. See you on the next one.
Nobody asked you, bold boy.